Yeah. The granite slab is a ledger with the decimal misplaced. A cold accounting of the features that the weather has erased. No stone-carved angels lean to catch the falling of the light. Just the grime-stained marble and the incoming of night. The earth is wet and heavy, a scent the autumn likes to keep. Waking up the senses while the buried secrets sleep. I check the math of birth and death, the years inside the fold. A balance sheet of silence and a story poorly told. The avenue is screaming, the gears are grinding on. Indifferent to the shadow of the person who is gone. The traffic doesn't stutter, the world doesn't pause. It's just a bureaucratic break in the middle of the jaws. And all I have that's solid, all I have that's true, is the heavy leaden fire of the absence of you. I brought the 6 black roses, a cliche for the hand, the only broken language that the grieving understand. Inked at velvet petals, a tired used up sign, deposited like tokens at the ending of the line. I looked into the ceiling of the wide and vacant gray, searching for a logic in the business of the day. No golden gates or high choir hymns to fill the frozen air, just a vacuum of the oxygen, a hollowed out prayer. The injustice isn't epic, it's a protocol of grief, a filing cabinet of sorrow that offers no relief. I walk back to the station through the industrial damp, under the cold inspection of a sodium-colored lamp. I bought a watery coffee in a thin and plastic rim, a bitter lukewarm ritual as the afternoon grows dim. The world is getting colder, the insulation's thin, accepting the upholstery of the state that I am in. The avenue is screaming, the gears are grinding on. Indifferent to the shadow of the person who is gone. The traffic doesn't stutter, the world doesn't pause. It's just a bureaucratic break in the middle of the jaws. And all I have that's solid, all I have that's true, is the heavy leaden volume of the absence of you. Plastic cup, wet earth, checking the ledger for what a life was worth. The air is gelid though, the marble is cold. The story of the breathing is a story already told. Absence is the only thing. Absence is the only thing. Solid. 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 The left side of the mattress is a map of unreached land, a desert of cold cotton and a lack of a human hand. I'm tracing out the borders of the space you used to fill, while the house begins to settle with a heavy stagnant will. I used to build cathedrals out of somewhere, and someday thinking poetic reunions were the words we were meant to say. But the smell of rotting lilies and ceramic on the shelf is the only honest lecture I've been giving to myself. Whispering Ave Marias with a mouth made of lead, counting the starched white beads of the things I never said. It isn't faith that's moving, it's a failure of the tongue, a desperate mechanical song for the old and for the young. For life is just a rental with the lock change overnight, a sudden rescinded contract in the middle of the light. The ceiling is a distance that no sound can ever breach, a cold and whitewashed heaven that is always out of reach. The wound is staying with me, a new piece of the floor. I'm just a stranger walking through a familiar looking door. I wanna bargain with the plaster, I wanna trade the room for a second of your oxygen in the center of this gloom. I'd offer up my inertia, my silence and my pulse, just to unstitch the finality and the biological results. For the rafters are a jury that has already gone home, leaving me to navigate the carpet and the chrome. The geography is shifted, the landmarks are all gone, sailing through the midnight to a dead end the dawn. It's the cruiser of the marrow, the irony of the bone, the most expensive version of being left alone. The flowers turn to sludge while the memory stays bright, a sharp and jagged diagnostic in the middle of the night. No cinematic ending, no hand from the sky, just a technical transition of a long motion. The geography's a desert. The flowers are a clog. Life is a lease. I'm hitting the rock. The left side is empty. The wound is the trap. I'm breathing the salt on the vacant air. Rescinded. Without notice. Without notice. You were the subjective, the pulse in the light. Now you're an absolute object, a satellite in the night. Fixed in the distance, a point I can't reach. A grammar of silence that no prayer can teach. I watch the horizon, it's not an open door, but a barrier of iron hammer into the floor. The warmth wasn't local, it didn't belong to the room. It was just a projection that withered in the gloom. The sky has grown distant, a lead-colored lie. The metaphoric vacuum where the reason's gonna die. Searching for logic in the teeth of the end, finding only the masonry that refuses to bend. The world has grown cold, and the invoice is due. The interest on the seasons that I spent beside you. It's a mineral silence, a weight on the tongue. The heaviest anthem that was ever unsung. I'm paying for the line with a winner in the bow. For the luxury of the sun that I once used to own. Pain isn't an emotion, a flicker or a sting. It's a category of the mind, the shape of everything. I look at the sidewalk, the table, the glass, and see the welcome has vanished from the shadows that pass. Reality is naked, stripped of its grace. A technical inventory of a vacant lot space. The headstone is a period, a punctuation of grit, where the search for the just and the unjust finally split. Mapping all transcendence in the plumbing of the dark. No holy open O, no lingering spark. Just a category of understanding that says no. Mapping out the borders where the pulses won't go. I'm unlearning the comfort, I'm unlearning the hate. Walking on the ice of a logical defeat. The water's grown cold and the invoice is due. The interest on the seasons that I spent beside you. It's a mineral silence, a weight on the tongue. The heaviest anthem that was ever unsung. I'm paying for the line with a winner in the bow. For the luxury of the sun that I want just to own. Extirpated, absolute. The mineral harvest of a bitter tasting fruit. The sun was alone, the cold is the stay, except in the thermostat at the end of the day. No consolation, just the pride. Just the pride. The air is a cocktail of ozone and rot. A heavy gauge ledger of things I forgot. The sky is a ceiling of unhammered lead, pressing the marrow and the things never said. Every inhalation is a technical chore underneath the heavens that don't shine anymore. Elias is walking where the monuments lead, mapping the fractures of the used to have been. The green of the cypress was rinsed by the mist into a grayscale world that shouldn't exist. The fog is a solvent, a slow motion rinse, bleaching the color from the memory sense. The day that the foot is dead, broken the chest, leaving the winter as a permanent guest. I called your name into the mouth of the deep, but the moisture is a secret that the valley will keep. The sound was unstitched before it reached the next row, with nowhere for the frantic vibration to go. The world is unpeopled, stripped of its light, a terminal winter in the middle of night. The sting of the wind is the only thing real, the cold-blooded GMV of what I can't feel. I'm carrying roses like shards of burnt paper, a scent-colored cliche, a carbon copy vapor. They're brittle and dry in a hand that is cold. The story of the breathing that's already been told. My boots are collecting the dead of the clay, sinking in the mud at the ending of day. The only true music is the thud of the stride, the rhythmic accounting of the things I can't hide. It isn't an emotion, it's a physical weight, gathering like sediment at the perimeter gate. A monochromatic fever, a stagnant eggshell, the final unmaking of a desperate will. The statues are incarnate as the marble is gray, watching the oxygen wither away. The winter didn't arrive with the turn of the leaf. It's the structure of failure at the center of grief. I called your name into the mouth of the deep, but the moisture is a secret that the valley will keep. The sun was unstitched before it reached the next row, with nowhere for the frantic vibration to go. The world is unpeopled, stripped of its light, a terminal winter in the middle of night. The sting of the wind is the only thing real, the cold-blooded geometry of what I can't feel. Burnt paper, lit sky, the sound of the name is beginning to die. Desperado, absolute prey, the brutal external that it's planning to stay. The leaders is home, the sting is the law, caught in the hunger of the cemetery jaw. Never departing, never departing, the sting. The wristwatch is a hammer, a witness silver throb, beating out the interest on the breath that they did rob. I'm back at the perimeter with the contraband of bloom, tucking silk-colored petals in the creases of the gloom. Black roses in the crook of the arm, a heavy velvet weight, like evidence for a trial at the non-existent gate. The injustice is a fever, a structural effect in the universe of logic that I've learned to disconnect. I'm fumbling for a technicality, a leak inside the law, a way to pull the gun back from the hunger of the jaw. The vacuum is a witness, a blinking mankind, watching as the gears of my sanity unwind. I'm looking for a bride the heavens haven't seen, a currency, a metal for the ghost inside the machine. Desha me to God, I'm offering the rest of me to buy a momentary glimpse to share my art down. I'll cross the line of stall, I'll burn the map of right, just to find a loophole in the center of the night. I'm trying for the pulse, trying for the breath. The order of the atoms is a conspiracy of no, a systematic silence where the prayers never go. I whisper to the carbon, I threaten the gray, demanding a refund for the light you took away. I was ready for the theater, for the lightning and the rod, for a high velocity confrontation with bored and busy God. But the world is just looking for a prize the heavens haven't seen. A currency, a marrow for the ghost inside the machine. Station me to a car, I'm offering the rest of me to buy a momentary glitch in the shed by Henri Blood. I'll cross the line of salt, I'll burn the map of right, just to find the loophole in the center of the night. The true terror is the quiet. The sky won't take the gold. The story of the trade is a story already told. Absolute silence, Humphrey Babel lead. Nothing to negotiate in the houses of the dead. The watch keeps beating, the roses are ink, standing on the very edge of the unmoving brick. No exchange, no exchange. The system is set.